right, guys, what's going on? You know what time it is? That's right. We back for another episode on the Sports Corner podcast. What's going on, man? Hope everybody's have a great weekend, man. Hey, listen, y'all know what? Y'all know what it is, how I always start this thing off. Y'all know we about to be talking about them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, them San Francisco, beating up on the Packers. Cincinnati Bengals, are they legit? Matthew Stafford on his run to the NFC Championship. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack, man, and we're going to have some fun today. You know this podcast, man. We keep it real and uncut, baby. That's what we about to do right now. So without further ado, man, let me say what I got to say, what most importantly that need to be said. Thank you. Each and every one of you guys that are listening to this podcast right now, I appreciate it. It means more than the world to me. We continue to work. We continue to grow. And that's all because of y'all, man. Hey, I just record. You guys listen and tell people they should listen and appreciate it and watch and listen to it on Spotify and listen to it on YouTube and other platforms. So I thank you. All right, without further ado, here we go. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are done. To GOAT. You know how they call LeBron James Lil GOAT? I call Tom Brady to GOAT. To GOAT had to go. So check this out, man. They just didn't look good. There's no way around it. There's no other way to put it. They just didn't look good, man. And as you watch this game, if you watched it at all, one of the things you noticed I kept saying was, the Rams was trying to give them the game. Like the Rams was like, here's the game. They was like, Tampa Bay was like, we don't want it. Rams, here you go, take it. Bucks, we don't want it. Take it. We don't want it. Take it. All right, cool. The Rams just, all right, we'll go ahead and handle the business. We're going to take the game since y'all don't want it anyway. It was just, and listen. Tom Brady's the GOAT. All right. The numbers he's running up, the Super Bowls, all that, it probably won't be duplicated again in a very, 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 very long time, man. Straight up. All right. But the thing about it is, Tom Brady, he didn't look good yesterday. He really didn't look. I seen some balls that behind some receiver. He skipped some balls. Now, of course, the certain people gonna come and put that on everybody else. It couldn't have been Tom's fault. It was the defense. It was the defensive play calling. It was this. It was that. Tom Brady had his hand in that too, man. He didn't play well. All right. It is what it is. Now I know people want to say that, that was a dumb defensive play call. Now I did think that they should have not had what's your boy name? I forget the cornerback name, but he was running with Cooper Kupp one-on-one. It's one person on the Rams you never have one-on-one. That's Cooper Kupp. Especially when they trying to make plays. And we're gonna talk about him and Stafford a little bit later, man. But I just thought that was ridiculous, all right? But now that they're out of the playoffs, it begs one question, man. What's up with Tom Brady and his future, baby? Is this the end of the Tom Brady era? Is this the end of the GOAT era? Is this the end? Is this our last memory of Tom Brady? Hell no, man. Tom Brady ain't going nowhere. That's my prediction. I could be wrong. But I really doubt Tom Brady will be going anywhere for the simple fact that he don't want to go out like that. I don't think Tom Brady want his last game to be a memory of a loss. I think he want to go out the Elway way. Super Bowl, trophy in the air. I salute to you guys. I'm out of here. I think that's the way Tom Brady want to go out, and I think that's a fitting way for Tom Brady to go out. I know Tom Brady's been so successful that it's really hard to, to really, like, this is the thing, not to go off on a tangent, but sometimes we notice that when people get to a certain level of success, they just get so much hate. And that's why I always try to celebrate the greats, the legends, that in real time, a la Tom Brady, a la LeBron James, a la Steph Curry. These are GOATs, man, and this is your lifetime, so let's not spend time hating on the people that has done it at a consistent level time and time again, and let's celebrate these guys. So that's why I will continue to call Tom Brady GOAT. I think the numbers that he ran up, the Super Bowls he ran up, the records he's ran up, probably won't be duplicated not in my lifetime. So but all that being said, man, Tom Brady just didn't look good yesterday afternoon, man. I didn't see the crisp. I didn't see the leadership. And you know what? You've seen certain things, man. And the question big, has Tom Brady gotten too comfortable? I talked on the podcast about Tom Brady doing this show, and he was saying that what did he say? My team didn't pick him up in free agent, and he was like, I know what that means. I'm gonna fuck you up and all of that. And you love to hear that from Tom, cause for so long Tom Brady has been a robot, man. But so to hear him talk and be free like that, Tampa Tom is like my favorite. So just keeping it a buck, man. But at the end of the day, when you look at what you look at, and not only that, and the reason I said that is because Tom Brady did decide to go and say that, yeah, I get away with a lot of stuff. I yell at the refs all the time, and then you seen him doing that, and he got the 15-yard flag. Was that like, did he say too much? Because I remember back, and not to bring my Cowboys into this, but it was a time back when Zeke said, "Man, we only run 3 plays. Y'all just got to stop it. You can't stop it. We only run really 3 plays." I was like, Ezekiel Elliott, can you not tell everybody what you do openly like that? And they had a bad year that year. So sometimes I think Tom Brady and just athletes in general, sometimes you get too comfortable, man. Sometimes you literally get too comfortable, and then all of a sudden, things start flying out your mouth. You're praised all the time, and I think that was a mistake by Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady should have said that. I talk shit to the refs, pretty much saying I talk shit to the refs all the time, and they don't do nothing about it because I'm Tom Brady. Yeah, you might have got too big for your britches, though, boy. That's what my mom used to tell me. All right, watch your mouth, boy. Getting too big for your damn britches. All right. Do this take away from Tom Brady legacy at all? Hell no. Still the GOAT. Still that guy. Still handling his business. I mean, look at the numbers he put up this year. Yeah. If he needs to retire, then damn, half the league quarterbacks in the league need to retire, man. Just being honest. But I do think probably should have made that statement because that's the first time he ever got an unsportsmanlike conduct foul in his entire career. So it is hard. It's hard to justify why he didn't play well. And should I say it? I got to be the one that's okay. He kind of looked a little old. He looked a little old. Now that's because for one, his offensive line couldn't protect him. And he just looked a step slower. Maybe it was the pressure. Maybe it's the expectation. We've seen Tom Brady rise to the occasion so much that it's almost weird for him not to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't see him retiring. I think he'll be back. Now, before I get off of Tom Brady, let's talk about your guy AB. That's right, Antonio Brown deciding that he's gonna have a meme saying Bucks eliminated, blah blah blah. Antonio Brown, for real, bro. Like, just stop, man. Stop, bro. Like, and he came out and said, "Oh, other teams contacted me about playing, and you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Yeah, okay." Stop it. You would have did it just to rub it in the Bucks' face. I don't believe teams contact him because you got to look at it because you got to understand, would Antonio Brown have made a difference in that game? Gave him another weapon. He might have made a difference. Who knows? He might have opened up some things. He might have gave the defense one more thing to focus on because you did have so they were doubling Gronk and one-on-one with Jalen Ramsey and Mike Evans. So now you add Antonio Brown to the mix. Now you got something a little bit different. But for Antonio Brown to be like, "Ooh, Bucks eliminated," putting up a meme and all of that, that's crazy because, like I always say, man, it's not about may not even be who you think you're talking to. You may be talking to someone else. And what I think for the messed up part about this for Antonio Brown, his track record is just so crazy of dumb shit that when it comes to him doing stuff like that, it's just a team that's looking at him might be like, you know what, let's see if we can take this chance. And then they look at, no, hell no, this guy here, man, it's not worth it. Because you may become a cancer to the locker room. You flip out one day and say, I don't want to do this. I'm going to get naked on the damn field. I think Antonio Brown should just sit down, man. I don't know if he'll get another shot in the NFL. And please, I don't think his rap career. Listen, you got people who been rapping their whole career and still broke. So if I was him, I would try to be quiet. Just go about my business. If you're gonna be a rapper, because that's the most lucrative business in the world these days. Ain't wrong. It's actually not. Rappers and artists are not really making shit because these downloads and these streams have taken up all their money. Now they have to live on the road in order to make money. And business dealings with other companies and stuff like that. And Antonio Brown reputation is so bad, ain't nobody finna have an endorsement with him. So now you when you think you fucked yourself with just football, no, you actually fucked yourself with the with the endorsement deals and stuff like that, because ain't nobody gonna touch you, and that's how a lot of rappers make their money. So, bruh, just stop, man. Let it die down. Go disappear go on the beat, chill, put your phone away. Every time you think you want to send out a tweet or something, put your phone away, man. But anyway, that's my take on Tampa Bay with a little AB sprinkled in there. Let's get right into the San Francisco 49ers. Now, first of all, the San Francisco 49ers did put out my Dallas Cowboys, so therefore I got no love for this team. I never really have any love for the 49ers just because I'm a Cowboys fan, right? When you look at the history between the two teams, it was just natural for a while that if anything with the 49ers you hated, and little kid got a 49 shirt on, I don't speak to him. That's how bad it was at one point. But times have changed. San Francisco have changed around, and they upset the Packers, man. That's big. That was big. You know what? Coming into this game, I was like, Packers got this, bro. I think Green Bay will make one more play than the San Francisco 49ers. I thought Aaron Rodgers would make one more play than Jimmy G. And that would be the deciding factor in this game, even though I felt like the San Francisco 49ers defense was legit. But they actually stepped into another level in this game against Aaron Rodgers, man. They really stepped up their game. And for one, I was shocked. They held Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers that bad, man. They held him to 10 points. That was just bad. Duh. But shout out to the 49ers defense, man. They came up, and trust me, the only question for San Francisco is, can they win in spite of Jimmy G? They got the talent. They got the defense. They got Deebo Samuels. That they running back is pretty good. So it's just, can they win in spite of Jimmy G? And I don't want to be one of those guys, because I hate being one of those guys to just pile on someone. But to me, I just think Jimmy G gonna be, he maybe end up being a downfall of this team, man. And I hate to say it. But as much as I like to say Jimmy G could be the downfall of this team, he did lead them down that drive that got them the field goal, right? Yeah. So, as much as he wanted to pile on, he did do that, which is very, very important, man. They got the win. San Francisco, after knocking out the Cowboys, then knocked out the third seed, went on down, took care of the first seed in the Green Bay Packers. Now they got to go see the LA Rams. This can be a dog fight. It could really be a dog fight. It's gonna be interesting to see that game plan against the Rams. It's gonna be interesting to see the Ram game plan against them, because this gonna be a defensive. As much as we like to think that the Ram high power offense is that, but see what the 49ers can do. Like I've said before, they can get pressure. They can get home with just the front four with drop 7 in coverage. So it's gonna be interesting. But speaking about that game, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers, is Aaron Rodgers done in Green Bay? Is he done, man? Is it a wrap? That's the question. He just sound like somebody that's done. He really, to me, Aaron Rodgers sound like someone that's just done in the league. Not in the league, at least in Green Bay. But I don't know where you go, because I don't think this is a situation where you could blame the organization. You had Aaron Jones, a really good running back. You had what the boy name? Devontae Adams. You had Devontae Adams in this game, and the weather was on your side. You was at home. Everything. This game was put in a bow and a ribbon and hand to you and say, here's the win, and you couldn't get it done. And we can say weather conditions, but San Francisco is a warm weather team in California, and you're from there. You should be used to this, and nothing. You showed up. You laid an egg, my guy. Now it's starting to look like, you can't perform in the playoff, buddy. Yeah, that's how it's starting to look. For a long time, we kept saying, Green Bay need to get Aaron Rodgers. I know I was saying, Green Bay, come on, man, give him some help. I still think the Jordan Love draft was stupid. They could have gave that man something for that. They could have added someone else other than a quarterback. That was just utterly ridiculous. And so I see why Aaron Rodgers went out in a sense, because it felt like the franchise kind of turned their back on him. But at the same time, when do Aaron Rodgers get some responsibilities in these losses now? Because he's starting to look like that guy that could just burn it up in the regular season, but when the pressure's on, What is he gonna do? Now he do got a Super Bowl up on the him and Mike McCarthy got a Super Bowl together. One of them, because before it was like Aaron Rodgers carried Mike McCarthy to a Super Bowl. Now you like, well, you had the number one seed and you was at home and you had the weather and you still didn't get it done. Maybe it wasn't Mike McCarthy carrying Mike McCarthy. Maybe Mike McCarthy was carrying you. Well, the way that looked in Dallas, I couldn't say that. But anyway, that's not the point, man. The point is that Aaron Rodgers, where would he go if he, like, you could say San Francisco? They got some weapons. They got of course they got Debo. I'm quite sure if you got a chance to get an Aaron Rodgers, you'll add some things. But at the same time, where else could he go? I've heard Denver. Denver could be a good place for him if he decide to move on. But anyway, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing plays out with that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. But he failed. He's been failing to get to the big one. After that one, I think I forget what year, but after that one season where they got that Super Bowl, he's never been back, and at least he hasn't even been back. So at what point do some of this pressure, do some of this blame fall on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders? Aaron Rodgers got to take a look in the mirror, man. I might be doing something a little wrong. For some reason, you can't perform in the playoffs when it matters most. And I'm really big on Aaron Rodgers being one of the best quarterbacks to ever wear a uniform, right? His arm talent is immaculate. His pure ability to throw just a pretty ball on target, on time, is immaculate. Yeah, but at the end of the day, someone with that much talent, I mean, you got a good running back and a good wide receiver, you supposed to make something shake. But they came up short, man. They came up short. So we'll see what happened with this whole Aaron Rodgers thing in Green Bay. But I want to talk about another team right now, man, because we know about the Tampa Bay and the Packers, and these guys are going home, and it's all over for them, and now they got to be looking in the mirror with some questions. But let's talk about a damn team that I ain't even see coming. The Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals is actually who I'm rooting for to get to the Super Bowl. I'm actually rooting because I got no dog in this fight. First of all, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Obviously, we've been home for a while now, so we ain't in the tournament no more. We effed that up real fast. And yeah, so I like to root for the underdog. That's the only reason. I love to root for the underdog. And if you follow my live stream yesterday during all these games, if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't, but you should check it out because I do it all the time. But if you followed my live stream, I was just picking the underdogs in each game. That's all it boiled down to for me. Who is the underdog? That's who I'm going for. So as I look at the remaining teams in the playoffs right now, the Cincinnati Bengals are the underdog, and I'm rooting for them. But let me say this, man. After watching the Cincinnati Bengals, the one thing I want to say and be very clear about, they legit, man. They're legit for the future, not only just right now. And they in the last 14 for the Super Bowl, and they're so young. And Joe Burrow, he got a confidence about him, bro, that's so infectious that it almost makes you want to put a helmet on from your couch. That's how infectious this man confident. He believe they're gonna win every game. He approach it like they're gonna win every game. As I said last week, I say this again. When the reporter asked him, said, "How do you feel about winning your first playoff game?" He was like, "Get used to it." Ah, man, I love that. I love that. That young boy is coming into the league with the expectation of winning, and to go to a franchise that winning has not been known for mostly. They've had they have their little spits and spats there, here and there, but for the most part, that was about it. Well, now they got a quarterback that has changed the culture of an organization. And that just, for me as a fan, just a fan of the game, I'm here for it, man. I'm glad to see it. I really believe that there's a new day in San Francisco. I really believe that this team is going to make, I'm sorry, I said San Francisco, Cincinnati. There's a new day in Cincinnati, and I really believe this team is going to make some noise for a long time. And I got them going to the Super Bowl, baby. Nah, that mean they got to beat Kansas City. I'm okay, but I can dream, right? Like I don't count them out now. Do not count them out. I'm rooting for them guys because, like I said, I love to root for the underdog. I love to root for a good story, man. The expectation of Cincinnati is championship and winning on a consistent basis. That I can't say much more, man. Him, Jamar Chase, they brought a culture in there that's about winning day in and day out. And you know what's happened? Mostly, a lot of those rookies are looking at these, a lot of those vets are looking at these rookies like, damn, these boys really expect to win. Like, they forget that we the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, let's ride with them then. Shit, they don't know no better. And it just got everybody in that organization going, you know what? We can win. You know, at the end of the day, we can actually win, man. And I think that's important. I think that's important for the future, not only just now, because they're gonna only get better and better with time and expectation. Let's just say for the simple fact of the future of the NFL post Brady and Rodgers and guys like that is in damn good hands, man. With the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jackson, now the Joe Burrows, Justin Herberts, all these guys, man. With all these guys being in the mix. The future of the NFL is going to be just damn fine. All right, they're going to continue to make their billions of dollars. Now the Chiefs will be the ultimate test. You want to know if you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan or the team in general. You want to know where do we stack up against the best. That's what you want to know. Where do we stack up against the best in the world? Well, actually, if you're going by Super Bowl win, the best in the world actually lost yesterday, so maybe that's not the good term. The Kansas City Chiefs, the best that many could say that they got a easy path to the Super Bowl. Many people think the Kansas City Chiefs got an easy path to the Super Bowl, but let me say this: do not look past the Cincinnati Bengals, guys. This team is for real. They got blind confidence. And if Kansas City come in there with anything other than the utmost focus, they'll be going home too. So shout out to Cincinnati, man. I'm really happy for that team, for what they're doing over there. It's just amazing, man. And before I move on, man, I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of this and listening to the podcast. And Josh Allen, I want to speak on Josh Allen real quick, man, because you watched the end of that Kansas City game yesterday. And you seen a quarterback that literally you're like, he just want a chance. If you could just find a way to give this guy a chance, he can work wonders. I mean, he literally pulled his team up. He was running over. I mean, I forgot the I don't know if it's a cornerback or safety or whatever, but he literally ran him over and injured him in the process just for sheer will and drive and determination to get there. Josh Allen's a beast, man. Josh Allen, and as you watch the end of that game, you seen him just on the sideline like, come on, defense, come on. But you kind of had that feeling like, don't give it back to Patrick Mahomes. Don't let them get that. If they get this ball in overtime, it's a wrap. And the fact that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs was able to go down and score and get a field goal in 13 seconds, wow. Wow. That just shows you what championship DNA looks like, right? Not only did they have 13 seconds, but they had all three of their timeouts too. That means that they managed the game well. They managed the clock, and when they needed those timeouts, like they needed them the most, they got it done, man. They got it done. 13 seconds to get them down to a field goal. Now, I don't understand. I don't understand what the Bills' defense was doing, but that defense was completely worn out, man. That defense was absolutely worn out. And it showed. It definitely showed because some of it just felt like they wasn't getting off the line. But you're talking about a game where there was 25 points in 2 minutes? Holy damn. 25 points in 2 minutes in this ball game, guys. So yeah, the Bills defense was sucking wind at the end. And I felt like that ultimately caused them. Now, you got to give your hats off to the Chiefs. But Josh Allen, this guy played his heart out. And what you always want to know about a quarterback is how they're going to perform when the stage is brightest, when the lights are on. I know you could do, you may look good. And Josh Allen kind of had an up and down season for the most part. He was going really good, then he had some little lows in there, then he came back, and then I don't know what else he could have done in that game against Kansas City yesterday. They did everything possible to win that game, and that was the first time I watched the game. I was like, damn, I wish there could be two winners. That's how well that man played, man. But Josh Allen has for a long time been one of the most talked about quarterbacks. Got his money, got paid, and it didn't affect him. He still came out. He still performed. Looked like he's just getting better and better and better and better. And someone said that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes is the new Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm damn sure here for it. All right, that was some great football. Like, just as a fan of the game, watching that game, you had to know we're watching one of the greatest football games being played, especially in those last 2 minutes, man. So, shouts out to Bills Mafia. Unfortunately, they went home yesterday, but they showed fault, and they fought their ass off to be there, man. So, hey, man, you already know I was super happy about it. I just love a good football game. Would love for my team to be there, but they wasn't. So we're going to move on. We're not even going to blame them. All right. But Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Who else? It's a lot of Justin Herbert. It's a lot of good young quarterbacks in this league right now, man. And we got to tip our hats to them. And the league is fine. It's going to be some entertaining games, man. So, shout out to Joe Burrow. Shout out to Josh Allen. Shout out to all those guys, man. And for Josh Allen, it was just unfortunate they came up a little short. But, so let's keep it going, man. Like always, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry, not watching, but actually listening to the podcast. And let's talk about a feel-good story. Now, this is a feel-good story for me because I watched this guy a lot, and it's always been a story of him, not being good enough, overpaid. I think the term used, stealing money, was a term that was used with him at one point. And I thought yesterday he took the opportunity to prove them all wrong, man. Matthew Stafford is going to the NFC Championship game. Matthew Stafford, guys, one of the most criticized quarterbacks from the standpoint of, he just in Detroit. That's why, they ain't going nowhere, so they just paying him. He ain't really doing nothing. Is he that good? The Rams gave up too much for him. I think we can all shut that up now. All right. Now, do he got weapons? Yes, but this is the first time in this man's career that he's had weapons and coaching on this level. And sometimes sometimes that happen, right? You see a quarterback or just a player in general, like they look really good on a bad team, and then you bring them to a good team, like LaMarcus Aldridge has not looked the same since he left Portland. Kevin Love has not looked the same since he left Minnesota. Chris Bosh, he still looked the same once he left Toronto, but he was just that third wheel on that Miami Heat team, the Heatles as they called them. But Matthew Stafford got in a situation that was a winning situation, and he's playing his butt off. Now, he's had his interception and his highs and lows like every quarterback has, but for the most part, I think he did everything possible. He got that win over Tom Brady, and he shot up his dollars and spectators. Because the one question you had about this team was, is Matthew Stafford going to be able to, is he going to be able to hold this thing? Is he that good, or is he overblown? The Rams gave up a lot to get Matthew Stafford. And so that gets to a point where it's like, you know what? We want some value. We want some value back. We do all this, we want to win. And as you seen yesterday, they got exactly what they want. And the fact that it with honor, I say this, Matthew Stafford have a shot at a Super Bowl. That's a feel-good story for me, man. That's a feel-good story for me because, there was a time when you like, he's just going to ride in Detroit. He just going to ride in Detroit. It's not even, It's not even close. This guy, he gonna be one of those guys with some yards and play for a decent, uh, play for a horrible franchise on the field, and that's gonna be his legacy. And then you hear about the trade to the Rams. You go, damn, they gave up a lot, but okay, okay, is he that much better than Jared Goff? That question is over. He's that much better than Jared Goff, guys. Um, and he's been waiting for his opportunity for this moment. He got it. He's one game away from the Super Bowl. I'm just really happy for him, man. Now the 49er defense is going to be a test for Matthew Stafford because their defense is legit, as I've said before, and their defense can rush with 4, as I said before. And when you can do that, when you have the ability to rush with 4, now you're trying to make Matthew Stafford throw in tight windows. You're baiting him into picks. And we know Matthew Stafford can throw a pick or two. So it's going to come down. That's going to be one of the best games. Well, there's only 2 left anyway. So that's going to be one of the 2 good games next weekend that everyone will be paying attention to. We want to know is because this are going to be one of the best defenses he's faced all year. And I'm going to be waiting to see how all this plays out because Matthew Stafford, I believe, is legit. I believe his arm talent is legit. I believe he's one of the guys that name should be elevated a little bit more. But if he's able to get this win, it would definitely be elevated because he'll be in the Super Bowl. And it's interesting. The one thing that's interesting about this is you always want to know, well, how would Matthew Stafford how would he perform with pressure on and in the playoffs and expectations to win? Because that's expectations to win, man. When you look at everything the Rams have done, they put all their chips in the middle of the board and say we're going for a championship today. We want ours this year. We'll holler at next year, but we got an opportunity. We going for it this way, and I got no problem with that, man. If you see an opportunity to reach your ultimate goal, and your window may be small, then go all in. Why not? That's what you're here for, right? Last thing I want to say, man, on the topic of Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams is, are the Rams setting a new standard, guys? Because it seems like the Rams are the team that will go all in, right? They'll go all in for Von Miller, for Odell Beckham Jr., for Matthew Stafford. And they'll go in with the mindset, if we do this, we'll win. We're doing this to win. We're not doing this for no other reason. We're doing it to win. So get out the way. We're going to put everything we got on the line. We're going for it. Now, could they find themselves in salary cap hell eventually? Absolutely. Absolutely they can. But you got to give them credit. You got to give them credit, man, for saying, you know what? Who's out there? Let's get them. Let's go. Let's do it now. Von Miller had an amazing game yesterday, and that's key. Now that looked like, at first it was like, okay, but now it looked like, oh, okay. Yeah, that was a good move. The Matthew Stafford move that, many people questioned. They were like, I even heard people say, well, they got rid of the guy, and picked up the same guy and lost some picks or whatever. Nah, there's level to this shit. And Jared Goff is not on Matthew Stafford level. But it's really, really interesting to see how all this play out. And his team's going to start to duplicate it. His team's going to start to say, man, hey, who out there? I want them all. I want everybody. Now you run into a problem like all the time when teams try to do that shit. You just start grabbing guys, don't have guys that fit what you're trying to do. But in a 17 game, I'm still throwback. In a 17 game season, you just need some great guys to get you to the playoffs, and then now the season is shortened to 3 wins and you in, 3 or 4 wins and you in. So I think more teams gonna start doing it. If this really works out and the Rams for some reason end up winning the Super Bowl, you're gonna see more teams going all out, man. And it's gonna start to be a domino effect because some teams like, this is how we got to do to win. The Rams have laid the blueprint, and we said this years ago, like, man, they gonna be in cap hell. How they gonna do this? They figuring a way out, and that's what other teams gonna have to do, man. But hey, guys, before we get out of here, man, like I always say, thank you for watching the podcast. And to my people, listen. Unfortunately, I have to say this, but let me say something about the comment section. Not only on my podcast, but on my YouTube channel, man. It's all fun. It's all debate. You can say, Chris, you wrong as fuck. I got it. I got no problem with that. You say, oh, Chris, you this is you that. I'm fine with that, man. I got no problem with that. But when you start to not only myself or attacking other people personally, talking about other people's, just stuff that shouldn't be said, because this is a sports channel. We're here to talk about sports. So let's keep it sports. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it fun. But if you decide to break the rules, your ass will be blocked. It's that simple, dog. Like, we ain't here for that. Like, I'm here to have fun and talk sports. You can say, like, how many people said, ooh, you was wrong about the Green Bay. You know what I said? Shit, you right. You got me, dog. You got me. I was wrong as hell. I got egg on my face. That's fine. I got no problem with that. But when you go as far as to just go overboard, yeah, we're not tolerating none of that shit. None of it. So we can have fun. We can talk sports, but anything above that, I don't want to hear it. It will be blocked, man. When it start to be disrespectful or beyond sports, your ass will be blocked. So please, and I got no problem doing it. So yeah. So anyway, just want to end with that, man. But now let's end on a high note. Thank you guys, man. You guys are amazing, man. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate you. This podcast, man. We gonna do this every Monday and Friday, man. Drop them at 5. Monday and Friday, we drop them at 5, baby. Y'all know how we do it. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. We constantly growing, man. That's all because of you guys, man. That's all because of you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. And until next time, man, you gotta be great, man.